big promises, right? But here's how it's worked. I've not only used it in my own businesses and large companies I worked with, and you'll meet some of our clients, but also I started a team up. About 12 years ago, I had this experience. About 17 years ago, I met this man named Chet Holmes. Chet's an interesting guy. He has this interesting background. He's worked with 60 of the Fortune 500 companies. He's written one of the top sales books in history, The Ultimate Sales Machine. But also, he had this interesting history of actually working with Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger, you may know, is the multi-billionaire, again, Warren Buffett's partner. But Chet, at a very young age, had the privilege of working with Charlie and working in 9 different divisions for Charlie. Chet's one of those guys that always was number 1 in sales. He just was never number 2, never has been. And he took what he could figure out being around this environment, and he helped Charlie to double the sales in 9 divisions in 12 to 15 months. In a few of those 9 divisions, he actually multiplied and doubled the sales literally in 2 and 3 years in a row. So I've known him for 17 years, came to one of my seminars, and we became friends. And then about 12 years ago, he kept pushing me, saying, let's partner up. Let's go turn around businesses. And I was like, my gosh, I'm already doing that. I got so much in my life, so many businesses, there's just no room. And he kept pushing and pushing, and he's so persistent. And he's so sincere, and he's not only brilliant, but the guy has a consistency to him. He just doesn't give up, and he's masterful in what he does. So gradually, when I finally looked at the economy and said, look at what people are suffering through right now, they really need guidance. If there's ever been a time that businesses need to know what to do to take advantage of this, it's now. And a lot of businesses have this misconceived notion that, oh, you can't grow really during a down time. What you'll find as you go through this program is some of the biggest companies in the world, the companies that you'll recognize the name of immediately, I'll save that for our first session, all started during deep, deep recessions, down economic times. That's what gave them their benefit. That's what gave them their lead. Other companies have been around. If they didn't get fearful and they did the right things, they jumped. So I thought this is the time for Chet and I to partner together and then bring in the best of all that we know. So we began this process, and we did it with some of the companies and did some turnarounds. We applied it to companies we're involved with personally, saw these huge changes. And then the next thing I did is I have this group of platinum partners that helped me with my foundation, helped me to feed 3 million people. And I started working with them, and they all invest $65,000 to get in this relationship and to learn this information. And we started doing this immersion training with them, and they saw giant changes in their businesses, but also in their enjoyment of their business and enjoyment of their life. I really believe that success without fulfillment is failure. If you just succeed and you don't enjoy yourself, what's it for? So I was really proud of the results that were happening. I thought, wow, this is the best content. So we wanted to expand it. I said, let's start doing business mastery programs. Let's do 5 days, total immersion programs where we can bring in the best of the best. And I said, let's film it and let's put that into this program, the program that now is in your hands. And so people who went to that program paid $20,000, and some of them had more than one person there, so they've invested quite a bit more in that. And I tell you that because in my own life, one of the things that I learned early on is that when you pay for something, you pay attention. Now, you stole this thing by contrast because you didn't go to $65,000 program or $20,000 program or an additional program in Fiji. This is really the culmination of the best of all those programs. So, you got this in your hands, and I just don't want you to take it for granted. That's really what I'm here for. I want you to get excited about what you can do for yourself and your business, and I want you to commit some time. Most people don't. Now, give me the quick picks, let me write a few things down, and they don't follow through. If you're gonna master something, you gotta give it some consistent time, just a little bit of time of either total immersion, where you do it all at once, or a little step at a time, so you get those results. So how do you do this program? What's it about? How do you do it? And how do you maximize results in the shortest period of time? The first thing I'll tell you is that there are 32 DVDs in this Ultimate Business Mastery System, so it'd be very easy when you see it to get a bit overwhelmed to start with. But we wanted to create for you the most value possible, and we want to create an integrated system that you can do step by step that would really turn your business into the ultimate marketing innovation machine, a turnkey process, so you can not only get results today, but train your team literally for decades to come. Now, you can overcome the overwhelm of 32 DVDs by looking at it as 3 parts. Real simple. You'll see it's gold, blue, gold. The first gold section is 8 DVDs from me. It's on the 5 disciplines that allow you to thrive in any economic environment. It's gonna help you make the changes in psychology and walk you through the strategies that are necessary. The blue section, the middle, is gonna be 12 DVDs from Chet Holmes, my partner. And Chet's going to walk you through the strategies he used for Charlie Munger, that he's used literally for Fortune 500 companies, as well as small businesses, companies where it's an army of one, where it's that one person who's in sales or marketing and they're kind of building their business. And he'll walk you through how to apply them. Everything from how to set a meeting with the top decision maker at a Fortune 500 company and how to truly break through, to the detailed strategies that allow you to steal business. Literally annihilate and take business from other people. When I say steal, I don't mean doing it unethically. I mean, it'll feel like stealing because people that apply these strategies have such an advantage. Things change immediately. So you'll have those 12 DVDs, and that's kind of the section that's really about how to go from 0 to 100 million or 0 to a billion in your business, depending upon the size of your industry and the place you are in the history of your company. Then the third section, going back once again to gold, is 12 DVDs, and it's 15 of the best experts we know in the world, and everything from marketing to management to culture. These are people that have done it. Some of them own their own businesses, like the Tony Shays, for example, or the CEO of HomeX, who helped to found it. Or there are individuals like Jay Abraham, people that have been around for 30, 40 years, that work with tens of thousands of businesses and cross-pollinated and consistently produce tremendous results. And you kind of pick and choose. So how do you make this happen? How do you follow through on this? Here's what we suggest to you. There's 4 choices. Whichever way you do it, pretend you're at the live seminar. In other words, don't just sit passively. We're here delivering this for you, and if you were at the live program and if you had paid $30,000 or $40,000 to bring a couple of your people to that program and you were involved in it, what kind of notes would you take? When we did an exercise and we said, write this down, or I want you to try this with your partner, people don't pause. They're there to get the most value. They don't take it casually because they're in the environment. Don't cheat yourself. Put yourself in the environment. Now, how to do it? 4 options how to do it. Option 1, we believe, is the best option. Total immersion. What do I mean? The reason we do live events, the reason I do seminars is you could do something one step at a time, one little piece, for 1 week, for 52 weeks, take 32 weeks and do this. But it's not the same as when you live, breathe, taste, experience, your mind is focused. That's where you see huge breakthroughs in the shortest period of time. So ideally, what you do is take yourself and your team and go off and take 4 or 5 days or 2 weekends and go for total immersion. It's emotional, it's psychological, it's strategic, it's powerful. That immersion will transform your business as fast as anything you can imagine. And then you can come back and over time, take a DVD each time. You can take one a week or whatever the case may be to get that repetition and to make sure that maybe once a week, you're applying one strategy. Now bear in mind, we set you up here and we gave you a coach with this program. It's going to be on the phone, helping you to identify what are the areas that are most important to you. So that's part of this as well. But total immersion would work. Or come to Business Mastery. Come spend 4 days with us. We've got it tighter now. And come by yourself or come with your team and then use these DVDs then as the follow-up system to spread the word that you've experienced literally in a couple of days. But the first step is total immersion. That's ideal. Second way to do this, well, you could say, okay, I'm not going to do total immersion, but I believe in the value of immersion. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chunk it down for myself. Let's take myself and a few of my core team members, and let's take every Friday or every Monday, and the second half of the day, we're going to block out 4 or 5 hours, and we're going to just go into total immersion. And over a period of roughly 4 weeks, you'll find the core of this program, those first 20 DVDs, my 8, Chet's 12, the core of everything you need to know before you sample some of the best experts will be done literally in a month. And most people won't do this. Most people go, oh, I don't have time for this. So why don't they have time? Because they're so busy doing their business, they're not strategic. They're not working on the business. And so somebody else who's strategic can take away that business, can take advantage. So you want to give yourself this time. So if you don't want to do it in total immersion, do it in kind of spaced immersion. And again, just take a day, a Monday, a Friday. And for 4 weeks roughly, you can get this job done. Third option for you, you could say, okay, well, I'm going to do this 1 a day for 20 days, or I'll do this program 1 a week and, sometime forever from now, 32 weeks from now, I will have it. You certainly can do that. There is one more option that's really important. We designed this program to be specific and sequential, to start, for example, with making the psychological changes that I do in those first 8 DVDs and showing you how to influence people and how to manage your time and each step that needs to set you up so that you follow through.